I want to welcome all of you here to Cardozo School of Law. I'm David Rudenstine. I'm the Dean of the Law School, and it's really my privilege and great pleasure to welcome you here and welcome all the participants who will be giving talks during the next 2.5 days on this important and interesting subject. Before I get very far, there are several people and organizations that I just want to briefly mention and say thank you to. Without either their generosity or their organizational contributions or their personal involvement in organizing subjects and panels, we wouldn't be here today. So let me just quickly acknowledge them if I could. First off, there's the Cardozo Program in Jewish Law and Interdisciplinary Studies that Suzanne Stone is head of, which has sort of been, I think, for us here at the law school, the mainstay of getting this program going. But in addition to that, the effort today was rewarded by contributions from the American Association of Jewish Lawyers and Jurists, the Fordham Law School's Institute on Religion, Law, and Lawyers' Work, the Harvard Law School's Program on the Legal Profession, and New York Law School's Center for Professional Values and Practice. The David Berg Foundation here in New York made a generous contribution to supporting this conference, and to that foundation I wish to say thank you very much for its current support and all that it's done for us in the past. Mark Galanter of the University of Wisconsin Law School and the London School of Economics has participated fully and regularly, along with Ari Mervelstein, the program coordinator for the program in Jewish Law and Interdisciplinary Studies, in terms of kind of really focusing and organizing and bringing us together today. And to each of them, along with Suzanne Stone, let me say thank you. In addition to that, there was an advisory board that participated in helping the prime movers in getting the conference organized, and that panel consisted of Russell Pierce of the Fordham Law School, Tanina Rostan of New York Law School, Ellie Wald of the University of Denver Sturm College of Law, David Wilkins of the Harvard Law School, and Victoria Saker-Woost of the American Bar Foundation. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of Suzanne Stone and the Cardozo School of Law, thank you to all of you. This is an ambitious, broad, and important conference focusing on Jews and their impact on the American legal experience. We are fortunate today to have a program filled with thoughtful, learned, and prominent speakers, and I am certain that the conference will be exciting and important. On a personal note, I have to confess that I am not a student of this subject. I have not invested an hour in the library or in the archives doing any research related to this subject, but I have had two personal experiences that bear on it, and I thought I would just briefly share them with you as a way of perhaps adding my own voice and introducing at least the subject through one narrow window. First, as Dean of the Law School, I have had the great privilege to meet with many senior members of the New York Bar in recent years who are Jewish and who have recounted their own stories of being discriminated against when they were young and trying to secure a professional opportunity. These stories, although usually told with humor and irony, at the end of a successful career, I cannot help but imagine that those qualities matured with time, as does vintage wine. I was always struck by the depth and breadth of the discrimination that they experienced as they tried to secure jobs in different urban areas in the country, including New York. And I was also always struck by the similarity of their stories with those told by senior women lawyers that I have met over the years, and perhaps a leading example of those stories is the one often repeated by Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor on her own inability to secure employment in a successful firm years and years ago. My second reaction to the conference today comes from my experiences as a civil rights activist in the 1960s and as a legal services and civil liberties lawyer in the 1970s. You could not be in those activities without being struck by the seeming disproportionate and important role filled by Jewish lawyers in the pursuit of liberty and equality. Their diligence, learnedness, and commitment were impressive and inspiring, especially to those of us who were on the younger side.